Hiya Colin, great to meet up with you yesterday and continue working on your game. The pictures on this particular screen sum up the changes that we're trying to make. We were talking about the sequencing of your golf swing more than anything. There's a lot of good stuff going on in the swing now. On the way back, we talked about the length of swing, etc. The main crux of the deal was to increase the rate at which the left arm or the butt of the club moves away from the right shoulder during the downswing. And you can see there from the start of your session on the far left to the end of your session hitting a full shot on the far right. There's been a slight change in that. It's about sequencing the arms and the body a little bit more. What we saw at the start was a situation where the body tends to go and the arms don't do anything. There's a lot of flex in that right forearm or that right elbow as we're coming into P6. We get a little bit narrow at the top, and then as a result, P6, the shaft's quite high in relation to the belt line, and we've got to dump the wrists and flex the left wrist in order to just reach the golf ball and turn the corner through impact. The footage that you're seeing in the middle is you doing the sequencing drill, and we'll just come to that in a little while. The other issue we talked about was the length of your backswing at P4. You do swing it better when your backswing is a little bit shorter. So when P4 is a little bit shorter, a little bit tidier, you do definitely swing it better. Reason for that is you're not very good at the moment at releasing accumulator 4. So if accumulator 4 travels too far, so if the left arm travels too far in the backswing, it's got to do more in the downswing, and that's something that you've had issues with in the past. So by controlling what accumulator 4 does on the way back, it makes it easier for you to achieve the position you want to achieve, P6, P7, etc. The only issue I've got with that is it's robbing you of potential distance, and that's one thing that if we're going to make a living out of playing the game, we don't want to do. So at the top of the backswing, we compare the three images. So the sequencing drill, we were swinging to the top and stopping, and then after a count of approximately 3, we would then swing down and hit the shot. And if we look at the session, how it progressed, we've got a P4 that's a little bit shorter and a little bit wider at the end of the session than we had at the beginning of the session. So what we're trying to do is put more of what we see here into your golf swing. So we're controlling what the arms are doing on the way back, and that's actually happened without you trying to consciously do that. It's just a case of it's happened. What we've not done, however, is sacrifice some good shoulder turn. We're actually using the body more on the far right, a little bit more hip turn, certainly a little bit more extension, and using the arms less. And that's a nice equation for you: a lot of body movement with minimal arm swing. If we then look at the sequence of events from the top, at the start of the session, the body would go from P4 to P5, the body would go and the arms wouldn't really fire. Right shoulder, or left arm, not really moving away from the right shoulder. And as we're coming into impact, we've still got quite a lot of flex in that right forearm, right bicep. And then from there, we've got a dump to reach the golf ball. So it's an overall look. It's just that initial transition, the body's going and the arms are lagging behind. So what we're trying to do, swinging to the top and stopping, and then starting down. And what we said was, whenever you stop at the top, in order for you to now hit a good golf shot, the kinematic sequence that you carry out needs to be better and more efficient. So you can see now there's a situation where the left arm starts to move away from the right shoulder incrementally in the early part of the golf swing. It doesn't have that look of the body going and the arms lagging behind. Just play that down. You can see different left arm condition as well, not as bent as you're coming into it. Towards the end of your session, after maybe an hour or two of working on the sequencing drill, we're starting to get a little bit more of a matching up of the arms and the body. We're starting to get a little bit more width during the downswing. See when we're doing the drill, the right arm gradually straightening as the left arm accelerates. And again, we're starting to see that happening. So the condition of the right arm is starting to change as a result of what you've been doing with the drill in the centre. You know, we don't want that right arm straightening out too fast, but we certainly don't want to be hanging on to it too long, like we see on the far left hand side of your screen. And then we use P7 as a nice reference point for you for when you're filming it. We want to see the arms, the unit of the arms, more in the middle of the hip girdle rather than towards the back side of it. So again, arms just lagging behind a little bit on that one. A lot of the left hip visible. Here we're starting to see a little bit of your right hip as well. On this one, maybe not your best example of the shots you hit full speed, but it was a full speed shot. It was a little bit better for longer. So if we take it back up to about P5.8, there's more of what we're seeing in the drill in regards to the right arm. So what we've got to do now is just keep putting more and more of what we see here in the centre of your screen into your golf swing. So swinging to the top, stopping, count to 3, and then learn to hit the golf ball from there. The kinematic sequence required has to be more efficient. You can see the arms firing in a much more appropriate manner. A lot of good stuff through the golf ball. Things are looking good, mate. You just need to tidy this last little piece up. We'll maybe work on tidying up that finish as well, looking a little bit more tucked. But to be fair, a lot of that happens sort of after P8, and it's almost like residual stuff that you've done in the past. Much tidier swing than we've had in the past. And I really like that movement. I think the more of that we can get in there, where we shorten P4 and accelerate accumulator 4, the better we're going to hit the golf ball and the more consistent the golf's going to be. So not as much difference between your good day and your bad day. If any questions, feel free to contact me and we'll arrange a game in the coming weeks. Well done.